Section 13. An algorithm is a step-by-step procedure. We will develop conversion algorithms for units. The factor label method is an algorithm based upon the fact that any number can be multiplied by the number 1 in some form without the change of the value. In the textbook, we will use a yellow sheet of conversion factors. In my textbook, it's on page 235, but it can be on various web pages. Also, it should be in the center of your book, but that can vary depending on which book you use, but it's definitely on your course website. Let's look at examples. So we want to convert 1 year into how many seconds? So we start with the unit that we're in, and then we'll convert it to the next smallest unit, which would be days. So we have 1 year equals 365 days, 1 day equals 24 hours, 1 hour equals 60 minutes, 1 minute equals 60 seconds. We will cancel what we can, year over years, days over days, hours over hours, minutes over minutes. Finally, we're left with seconds, which is what we were asked to find. And we'll multiply across the top. So 1 times 365 times 24 times 60 is 31,536,000 seconds. That is equivalent to 1 year of time. Let's try converting 1 mile into how many inches? So we start with the unit that we're asked. So we start with mile. We'll convert it to the next smallest one, 5,280 feet. And we're in feet, so we convert to the next smallest, which is inches. 12 inches is a foot. We cancel what we can, so miles over miles, feet over feet, we're left with inches. And so we have 1 times 5,280 times 12. 63,360 inches. Let's try converting 1 gallon to ounces. 1 gallon to ounces. So we're starting with gallons because we're in gallons, and we want to go to the next smallest unit, which would be quarts in this case. 4 quarts to a gallon, 2 pints to a quart, 2 cups to a pint, 8 ounces to a cup. Cancel what we can. We have gallons over gallons, quarts over quarts, pints over pints, cups over cups. We're left with ounces. We were asked about ounces. Let's multiply across. 4 times 2 times 2 times 8. 128 fluid ounces. Let's talk about the metric system. So the metric system is a method of measuring things just like we use in everyday life here in the States. It has a more standardized approach to it. So kilo means 1,000, so it could be kilometer, kilogram, for instance. They have deci, centi, milli for all of their, milliliters, millimeters, centimeters, centiliters. So we're going to play with these types of relationships. Okay, first off, let's do an easy one. 1 kilometer to 1 millimeter. And we're going to use the same method. So we start with the unit we're given, kilometer. We're going to try to go to the next unit down, which would be meter. And then we go to the next unit down, which would be millimeter. So we have kilometers over kilometers, meters over meters. We'll be left with millimeters as we were asked. So 1 times 1,000 times 1,000 is 1,000,000 millimeters. So you notice we just moved the decimal. We just moved the decimal for that to work. 1 liter to 1 milliliter. Okay, 1 liter to 1 milliliter. One times 1,000 is 1,000. So we're just moving the decimal place at this point. Not too bad. Let's see about going the other way. 1 gram to kilogram. So a gram is smaller than a kilogram. We see grams over grams cancels. Fine. So we get 1/1000th. So we get 1/1000th kilogram. Converting between the systems. This is a harder concept. US versus the metric system. Okay. So we have many different relationships on our sheet. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters, 1 yard is 0.9144 meters, 1 mile is 1.6093 kilometers, 1 quart is 0.9464 liters, 1 pound is 0.4536 kilograms, and 1 ounce is 28.3495 grams. Convert 1,000 kilometers to miles. 1,000 kilometers to miles. So we were in kilometers. Let's go to miles. Cancel what we can. 621.4 miles. Convert 1,000 miles to kilometers. Let's see if that's the same. We have miles over miles, so we need to multiply. Cancel what we can. We get 1,609.3 kilometers. Temperature conversions. In the Fahrenheit scale, water freezes at 32 degrees and boils at 212. On the Celsius scale, we have 100 degrees Celsius is the boiling point, and 0 is the freezing point. We have both conversion formulas on our sheet, and so you'll use 1 to convert to Fahrenheit and 1 to convert to Celsius. Let's convert 32 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. So we plug in our 32 degrees. 32 minus 32 is 0. So we get 0. So it is confirmed. This does work for converting 32 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. Let's try 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. So we start with our formula, plug in our information. We find we need to multiply 5 times 66.6 divided by 9, 37 degrees.